you have a scare there, little boo boo?
Well, a little bit of a concern. I'm in sales, as regular listeners and you guys were probably aware of. So that at times requires shaking hands and kissing babies. Really rubbing elbows, greasing pockets. No, not greasing pockets. That's fucking frowned upon. Taking that back.
yeah. I was gonna say greasing elbows and rubbing pockets. How about
that? How are the kissing babies? How's that okay as well?
Cool, I guess. I was gonna make the Chappelle Show joke, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, so I had I attended an event last Friday, and then yesterday evening, around 7:00, I get an email. It's like, hey guys, possible exposure. Somebody at this event. It's like, you fucking animals. So yeah. We had a little adventure today, finding out that, the mighty world power that is the United States makes it fucking almost impossible to get a fucking test the same day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost fucking impossible. This is probably, and granted, I've stayed the course and I've been good and I haven't had the need for this until today. And this is probably a huge fucking symptom of why this virus runs rampant, besides our fucking a large chunk of the population ignoring medical science. There's two parts to disease eradication. And a big part of it is, getting some kind of medical treatment that's going to stop people from dying. And the other one is finding out if you got the motherfucker so that you can't spread it.
So what's the course of action? Find quarantine until you find something.
Yeah. So self-isolate so you don't you minimize the risk, obviously.
Wait, okay. Are you minimizing the risk? Here's my question though: are you minimizing the risk for yourself? Or are you minimizing the risk for somebody else because maybe you got it going on and you might spread it? Because are you boosted or just?
Yeah, I'm boosted.
Are you boosted? So this is okay. Wes, we were talking about some of some of our other friends, the Dereks of the world, the DJs of the world. Like, hey, I get jabbed, I'm done, I move on with life. You've now been jabbed 3 fucking times. I honestly, I'm starting to fall into the category of it ain't going away. I'm getting it one day. Fuck it. Fuck all y'all. Fuck it. You didn't want to get vaccinated, you're getting COVID. You got vaccinated, I'm getting COVID too. We're all getting COVID. It's a COVID party. Let's have a COVID party. Let's all spit in each other's mouths. Let's all just blow shotgun dirty fucking air into each other's mouths via fucking dead fucking toilet paper rolls and just get this fucking party started and over with.
I mean, I guess that we could do that. That sounds like a bad way of doing it,
Yeah, that's a very rock star.
Modern medical science. Look, modern medical science could have, prevented a lot of these things. Variants happen when people don't do things that medical science tells them to do. That's how variants work. So, yeah, it is. It sucks. It's a part of life. We're gonna fucking it's the flu, guys. And I think if you're dumb to that, the conspiracy theories would be like, you're gonna get 8 more jabs. It's like, yeah, have you ever heard of the flu? It's fucking how it works. This is how fucking medical science works, world. So if you think this is different, you're just an idiot.
Murr, I get what you're saying. I get your point, but I think what in this kind of semi herd immunity / we're all going to get it type mentality. I get it in theory, but you had to figure 1 in 30 people either can't get jabbed or their body doesn't react well to the jab, therefore not building the antibodies. So there is a, what some would deem a small minority populace that isn't exactly, in a state to where we could have this spit in each other's mouths party. I'm sure orgy lovers and swingers are like, hell yeah, we'll do more. We'll fuck each other. But I see what you're saying, but I also tend to agree with your idea of fuck it, man. You didn't want to get jabbed. You didn't want to get vaccinated. You knew the risk. Therefore, but hey, man, yeah. And fuck, man. I don't like. I want to tread water lightly in this because I don't want to tread water lightly in this. I think I've said my piece on this 1,000 times, and nothing's going to really change anybody's mind at this point. Yeah. You know, I'm not. This podcast isn't going to make people like, you know what, those guys really got it figured out. I'm going to go get vaccinated.
Well, here's the thing, and Alan, and I just want to caution you. I'm not going to talk down to you or anything, but like the tone of like medical science, we got to stop that. We do, and this is why I don't think. Well, listen, I don't think a lot of the scientists. This is a new thing. I don't think they have it as figured out as they're claiming to say they have it figured out. I think because just for example, and I don't want to get into super duper science talk here, the monoclonal antibodies thing, right? Mm-hmm. They're learning that if you take the monoclonal antibodies, that you have like 4 to 8 months worth of protection, just like the vaccines that we're taking. Mm-hmm. So, and it also basically quote unquote kills the COVID and cures you within 2 to 4 days of actually coming down with the disease. Mm-hmm. So why not full stop on the vaccine? Okay, don't. Hey, Pfizer, Moderna, stop making that shit. Start making the other shit. So if we do get sick, we just go and take the monoclonal antibody, which cures us of the ailment that we have, and then gives us an antibody protection for the next 4 to 8 months. And then we only have to get that shot that we know works and cures at the same time. And then we can stop fucking, hey, anti-vaxxers out there, this isn't a vaccine. This is the cure. So if you get it, you take this. If you don't want to get it, you take this too. And so we all one shot, one kill, monoclonal antibodies, no more vaccines. We're done with it. And just fucking move on.
Because skeptics won't take it.
Yeah, that's fine. Then officially, we can all draw the line in the sand and say, now you deserve to die. We have both the cure and the prophylactic, and you fucking chose the fucking worst path possible. So fucking deal with the broken glass on your bare feet, you cocksucker asshole.
Okay, so we start off with, that might be the most fucking white American guy statement I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. It's
which one?
Your whole fucking rant. Your whole rant is just from American privilege that I also have. Like, fucking, this doesn't just affect us. The whole world is around. You're telling you're literally the last thing you said was like, we have the prophylactic and you don't want to use it. The prophylactic is the thing that prevents it or has an opportunity to prevent it. That's the vaccine. The monoclonal antibodies is the treatment. And the treatment is very fucking important. You need both of these things because, again, medical science.
No, what I'm saying is there's a new finding that if you get the monoclonal antibodies, then you have antibodies for 4 to 8 months, which seems to be about the same efficacy of the vaccine. So what I'm saying is you didn't get COVID, go ahead and take monoclonal antibodies. You've got some protection. You have COVID, take the monoclonal antibodies, kills the COVID, you've got protection. So what I'm saying is rather than try to use the vaccine that everybody's afraid of, 5G, magnets, yada, yada, let's just go ahead and say, all right, fine. We'll stop producing all these vaccines at the facilities, and we'll just start producing monoclonal antibodies with 3 companies. And then you have 3 companies providing this thing to the rest of the world, which gives everybody a chance to have something. If everybody's got that one universal shot or IV or whatever the fuck you got to take, that makes the supply even greater than trying to split it up. Because I don't know why the rest of the world doesn't have the vaccine. I'm an American. I don't ask these questions.
Yeah,
but it seems as though if you had all 3 companies making one product, you would have more to go around.
I mean, that logic's probably sound, but I mean, you're basically being like, all right, everybody catch it, and good luck.
Yeah, more deaths.
Also, you remember, you've got to treat those people. How are you getting those monoclonal antibodies? If everybody's got it and everybody's getting monoclonal antibodies, which hospital are you going to, Mer?
I'm just saying,
which packed hospital will you be visiting to get your monoclonal antibodies while the entire fucking population has COVID when you have something that could potentially stop a good portion of that population from getting it?
Well, one, and I don't like your tone.
They don't need to go to the hospital. They could just sit at home and be like, I'm fucking sick. This sucks.
And 2, Alan, I will say this. More than likely, some dickbag that got 0 COVID vaccinations probably just gave you 1 chance at catching it after having 3 fucking shots in the arm. Yeah. So I'm just saying you're still quote unquote vulnerable, even though you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a new plan of action, I guess is my point. Because you're going to be locked up in your basement for, 10 to 12 days now, and you've done everything right. So I'm just saying, whatever we're doing ain't working.
I will say, to me, if I'm locked in the house for 10 days and I don't get sick and I don't go to the hospital, I won.
Yeah.
I don't want the fucking monoclonal antibodies, bro. I got them. I got the 3 of them that are supposed to stop me from having to go get the monoclonal antibodies.
And let's also understand that this is not the first mRNA. Well, this is not the last mRNA vaccine that you're going to take in our lifetime. I mean, these are going to be, I don't know necessarily the norm, but it's going to be trending in that direction, given how quickly they can kind of tinker with it and create something. I heard they were working on an HIV one.
Well, COVID, apparently when they were testing the vaccine originally, a bunch of people in Australia actually tested positive for HIV because the COVID-19 protein, the spike protein, is basically, it's very similar to HIV. So here's the thing, though. I think we all need to go ahead and say that a lot of things can be true at once. The vaccine may not be as, up to par as these companies wanted them to be and claimed them to be in the first place. 2, they might have made some sweet ass deals with very powerful governments in order to pad their coffers for the next several generations. And so that's maybe why we're not getting some other treatments for COVID. That can be true too. Like, there can be a lot of things true at once. And I just like to see all the information. There's just so much secrecy and shadiness going on with this whole thing. Again, I'm following the rules, so don't yell at me. I'm just saying, I do think there's a lot of conspiracies, not theories. I do believe there's a lot of conspiracies happening around this whole thing. And it might be about control. It might be about profits. It might be about lining people's pockets, greasing elbows, rubbing assholes. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
We live in America. It's definitely about people making money. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, we live in a capitalistic fucking oligarchy, basically. Yeah. All right. So that's absolutely true. But like, I don't know. I just, you give me a hard time fucking believing that, world domination is in order from the fucking Pfizer nerds when they're giving it to everyone's getting it. You know who got it first? The people that don't give a fuck about us. If this was truly the case, if this was a fucking grand world conspiracy, fucking, I am 100% certain fucking important people would not have gotten that shot.
Oh, no, I think it's fairly safe. I think it's probably 92% safe for the entire world, which is a good number for, 7 billion people. I mean, I'm not saying that the thing that they're pimping ain't exactly up to par, but I feel like the way they're pimping it, like Wes said, this isn't going to be the last mRNA vaccination that we get in our lifetime. It's just that's the way it's going to go. But let's not mistake what these people in power do. They grab onto crisis to benefit themselves. It doesn't mean that they're willfully attempting to kill anybody, but I do think that they would definitely squash some other treatment plans in order to promote their, one size fits all fix, because that's the most profitable way to go. Like, why would you split it up if you can just fucking monopolize the market? So that's the way it's always been.
Who is the producer or manufacturer of the monoclonal antibodies? You say it's 3 companies?
Yeah, I don't know that Regeneron.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need the name of the companies. I'll take your word for it. But if that's the case, look, they obviously have the money to produce or mass produce some sort of treatment. Okay, so they have their pockets lined. Have a control group or have a clinical trial, release the data, have it peer reviewed. Science will accept it. Science will accept it. And you're saying that like the powers like Pfizer and Moderna are going to be like, we're going to squash this. We're going to put the kibosh to this, or we're going to try to dangle puppet strings and say this isn't, this is no good. This is not the route we want to take.
Well, I will run the risk of having slings and arrows pointed at me by Alan here, but I do feel like there's a lot of doctors out there that are doing research, but they're kind of being like taken down on YouTube and places like that, where they are trying to like ask their peers for, hey, I'm doing this research, what do you think? And they're getting shut down. And it's the same thing that's happening and has happened with ivermectin. Like, not like back. I don't want to rehash this whole argument. Not saying it works. Not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying they won't even allow you to have the discussion about its ability to work or not work.
Right, that's because
you're shut down.
That's because the manufacturer of ivermectin said it doesn't treat COVID.
It's because 50 years of research says it's a parasite.
But what I'm saying is, no, there's actually clinical research that says in vitro it does stop replication of viruses. It does have that property. They don't know if it can scale up to. It might be able to scale up, but we're not allowed to have the conversation. Is the point? You're like, there should never be a point in science where you're not allowed to have the conversation. The conversation can be wrong, but the conversation should be allowed. That's my entire point on this whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, I'm with you on that, but you could say that about just about anything.
You say, hold on.
Where do we draw the line? When do you start being like, well, we've had fucking 100 years of research on this, 100 years of trying it. We tried it a couple times, actually. It's for fucking parasites.
Fauci, and you're forgetting the people who make it said it doesn't treat COVID. Don't forget that. Is it Mervick?
Quite frankly,
okay,
it's fairly cheap. So even if it did treat COVID, wouldn't that company want to be like, fuck yeah, it treats COVID? Treat that shit. Sell it. Put it in everything.
This is part of my example. Like, it's such a toxic word to say. I'm just not a scientist, and I don't have a lot of hydroxychloroquine. There is still some ongoing research saying that can help prophylactically, like in the early stages. Like, there are countries that are handing out hydroxychloroquine at the beginning. Like, if you feel like, ooh, I got a tickle in my throat, here, take this. And ivermectin is still also being used in Japan. Like, they're giving it to all their frontline workers currently. Like, so there are definitely some researchers and scientists and doctors out there that are not sold that it is an inappropriate tool to try to use. There's all like we've talked about before. There's all sorts of stuff out there that does have like side effects that are positive in situations like this. I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't be you and I, the three of us, friends every week. We shouldn't be like yelling at each other. I literally say ivermectin and the guy said this. The guy said this. Well, this. I just pulled a word out of my ass to use as an example, and we're fighting about it. I'm just saying.
I didn't say
fighting about it, but like I think from me and Wes's side, we're like, okay, there are people like you said who have degrees that we don't have, who have understandings of things that we don't understand, who are like, hey man, nah, that's not it. But you're like, well, maybe it could be it.
But I've also heard and seen plenty of scientists and doctors and researchers talk about it possibly having an effect on the virus. Yeah. So it's not like, and what I'm also saying is the ones that are saying this are being censored. So
I wouldn't say they're being censored. What's happening is like Wes alluded to earlier, they're bringing it up. They're looking at their colleagues in their field and saying, hey, man, I found this. And then the broader science community, who has also looked at these things, is like, no, it's wrong. Because that's how science works.
Yeah, I feel like
by consensus,
the hydroxychloroquine.
Couple guys are asking the question. That's perfectly fine. Let's ask the question. Let them ask the question. Let them do their thing. And then when they bring results to the table, and the rest of the scientific community says, what about this? Then you got a problem.
You draw mistrust from, a lot of folks when you shut the conversation down. Like, you should still be allowed to have the conversation. Let's beat those people over the head in a free speech world and show why they're wrong. Not say, no, we're not showing your data anymore. Your data is now deleted from the internet. Your data is not allowed on this platform. Huh?
Find most of that data. Like, I've gone and looked at it. Like, and what you find is that the sample sizes are small, their methodological processes are flawed, and then the broader science community, when they get published, is like whole.
But that's on this, and again, we're concentrating on this one example of this one pill. I just feel like
because I'm gonna go ahead and put that on ivermectin. We're gonna put that on hydrochloroquine. We're gonna put that on zinc and vitamin D and fucking, I don't know, saging your fucking apartment and eucalyptus breathing fucking steam. You know, who's nebulizing fucking hydrogen peroxide? There's plenty of them. There's not just one. There's a fucking million crackpot theories that the giant basis of all fucking medicine in the world says, nah, man, we've looked at your experiments. You're wrong.
All I know is that the broad science community that we're speaking of is going to have you quarantined for another 12 days after taking three shots of the arm. So
we're going to circle back. He got
that's
tested.
That's not a problem to me. It's a problem to you.
He got tested.
Yeah.
Did you get tested?
And I could go out. Like, I could go out, but I'm not a dickhead. I'm not going to go out.
You could be quarantined like people in World War II that had access to the internet and DoorDash.
Like, this is if any foreign listeners are listening. Oh my God, America's stripping their freedom. No, I could go fucking shit in a bowling alley right now if I wanted to. Ooh. I'm perfectly free.
Have
you know what I mean? But I give a fuck about other people. The people who I would want to go see, I don't want to see without the knowledge that I don't have right now. And my bigger shit in this household is my wife, who has a heart condition. I don't give a fuck. I mean, go lick a fucking doorknob, Mer. I don't give a fuck. That's you.
What am I doing?
I'm just saying, like, nobody's clamped down. You were like, oh, you're gonna be stuck in here. No, I can go. I actually went and picked up dinner.
No, you can go. You're right. And I God damn it, this fucking thing needs to fucking come to an end.
I can introduce us. We can move on to the first segment.
No, this is talk about Elon Musk. This is just going to get better for me.
Well, I was going to talk about the guy who got 10 COVID vaccines.
Let's go, please do.
Okay, middle class holes.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Allen Foxman. So, in New Zealand, they figure out a man who was vaccinated against COVID-19 up to 10 times in one day on behalf of other people has been called, quote, unbelievably selfish and sparked an investigation. So this is kind of a very 2021 version of bum fights. Okay, they find someone who's down on their luck, no money, pay him. 10 people who did not want to get vaccinated sent this guy in, made appointments for him. How they got by,
did not read the story.
The identification, they're like, are you so and so? Yes, I am. Are you Dr. Gallowickians? Mm-hmm. You betcha. I don't know if you guys remember the Bud Light commercials from the 90s, but so yeah, takes 10 COVID vaccine shots in one day in order to pass off the fact that other people who did not want to get vaccinated are now vaccinated. I had serious questions, and you guys can ask if you want. I had serious questions about whether or not this was fucking dangerous.
Yeah, probably.
Well, they said in terms of okay. I mean, do you have a guess?
I would think probably not, because the by and large the material in vaccines dissipates very quickly in your bloodstream.
You're gonna.
I feel like you're going to get an immune response, like a heavy one.
It's exactly what it was.
Well, I guess so.
Is unlikely to suffer serious harm, but is likely to feel lousy the next day from a general or heightened immune response. So, whatever. I don't know if it's necessarily times 10, but
I think that's like, all right. Every vaccine on the fucking planet has a risk of Guillain-Barré, because a fucking immune response. I feel like taking 10 of them in a day is an absolutely surefire way to have a lifelong syndrome, immune response syndrome. It just seems like a bad fucking idea. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Whatever questions you have, Wes, I think this man might end up with your answers for you. I think this guy is an inadvertent hero, because if this guy can take 10 shots in a fucking day, there isn't a goddamn Karen or a Jim Bob out there that can make a claim that the vaccine's not safe if this man lives for the rest of the week. If he makes it to Friday, then all this bullshit about the vaccine's not safe can go away. Rather than criminalize this guy, demonize this guy, make an example of this guy. We should be dragging this fucking squirrely-eyed motherfucker out into the street and say, look at Rico. Rico lives at 34th and 9 and took 10 COVID shots yesterday.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
He should be alongside New Zealand freaks, like a traveling freak show. You have your contortionist, your sword swallower, your fire breather, and 10 COVID vaccine in one day guy. Look at him.
This should be like National Geographic. You know, when they like once a year they're like, check it. This baby bald eagle's gonna hatch out of this egg. Watch this live feed for 48 hours. We should just get a live feed on this guy in his house. We're like, look at him. He's cooking bacon. That seems nice. Perfectly fine. 10 of them in a day.
Even better too. They should go ahead. They should donate him. They should force him to donate himself to science. Just give him the option. Like, you can either go to jail, or we can we can sit you in a room filled with 99% COVID, and we'll test your antibodies when the day's over.
Like a gas chamber.
Like literally like get enough concentrated COVID to turn it into like a softball and then just throw it at his face. And just see what happens.
So they said
I'm for this. I'm totally fine with the human experimentation on this guy.
Thank you.
I agree with that. They did say that they know that there have been people that had up to inadvertently been given 5 doses of the viral load rather than being diluted. Said that this has happened without any error. So this is twice as much as anything else is documented. Other than that, they just say he got paid. I hope handsomely. But because he and anyone else who paid him is going to fucking see some jail time. I don't know what the New Zealand law system's like, but I assume there's going to be some long arm of the law fucking stuffing it up the old anti-vax keister.
Yeah, that lady prime minister doesn't fuck around. She's probably going to do something bad to him.
Yeah, that lady prime minister is a problem, to be honest with you. Like,
potentially problematic.
We were giggling about, I don't know what we were talking about last week about Italy and like mandates being an issue from the past. This lady, as soon as they handed the reins of power over to her and told her she could be in control of people's lives and lockdowns, she just got on top of her giant chariot and started whipping everything around her.
She did. Jacinda Ardern.
But to be fair, like 5 people have died in that country. So.
Yeah, well, that's because there's 10 people that live there. Everybody else just vacations and
like 20. But either way,
it's mostly sheep and hobbits. When fucking
the sheep population's good.
Her name's Jacinda Ardern. God Christ, she's 40.
Yeah, Jacinda Ardern.
41.
Yeah,
wow, good for her.
She's a youngin'.
Yeah, and first of all, let me get to the bottom of this. New Zealand has
very English teeth.
Yeah, it's this guy very Austin Powers-esque. What is the population of 5 million?
So, like Maryland?
It's probably a little less than Maryland. I think Maryland's like 7 million. I was trying to think of states in the Union. Maybe Connecticut.
Yeah, that's why I always get mad when they start talking about like socialized medicine and like, well, Switzerland pays for everything. Like, yeah, I bet they do.
Right.
We can totally do that. But yeah, 6.046 million. That's Maryland. Sorry, 6.04.
So yeah, I do agree with you. They should have this guy be some sort of kind of petri disc slash I don't know, example, just to say, hey folks, look, 10 doses one day. Here he is, and then I don't know. Then, if they were really crafty, this guy would just start breaking into convulsions.
I think
fucking thing pops out of his stomach.
I don't know. I think if he makes it a week, like Murr says, like you might, in a country like New Zealand, become state's property because you got to be studied. You put yourself into this scenario where you're now literally an experiment that we've got to take heed of. Like, we didn't make you this way, but you made you this way. And now the information that you provide us is very important.
Yeah. And Christ, you were taking or accepting cash donations for COVID vaccine. So, I mean, you got to be hard pressed. Things we'll take care of your debt. We'll take care of your room and board. Just sit down.
You throw him into a secret room and just, feed him peanut butter sandwiches till you figure out what you need to figure out. And then, and then he's no longer around.
And then the sentencing is that fucking tribal dance that all New Zealanders do. You know, the jury gets out, they do that in front of him, and voila.
He does that aggressive thing before like his fucking skee ball tournament. His very regular fucking competitive match. He's like, I got shuffleboard against this American. Like, yeah, they're weird. They're weird people.
That shit. I like it for the spectacle of it. Especially the rugby team is one thing. Now, a lot of that obviously is intimidation, but you see, I've seen some of these now where it's lost its luster, and you see rugby teams across the field just kind of staring like, oh fuck, we're gonna mow you over.
There's a video I think where like
there's no tribal dance in the world that's gonna save you today, punk.
I think the video you have to YouTube it, but I think they did it at like the Olympics or something, or like. It's for basketball. It was like the basketball team.
Okay. Oh,
God. It was like a bunch of white New Zealand guys and like one fucking Maori tribesman in their black uniforms, and like then NBA players.
Right.
And the Americans were like, "What's happening here? No one told us about what's happening. Are they going to kill us?" Like fucking like there, yeah, like Kawhi Leonard, like. What the fuck? Like what's going on? Yeah, there's some forums that it works in rugby, you know. Other contact sports, basketball. Well, I guess contact sport, but it still was weird.
Well, I certainly see like guys like Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or even LeBron getting like, what the whoa, this ain't no layup drill. The fuck is this? This isn't an inbounds pass play. This is crazy. So, New Zealand. My grandfather went to New Zealand a few times. That was nice. Auckland, familiar with Auckland?
Yeah, I believe that's the capital, is it not?
Hold on.
I could be wrong.
Can you name another town or city on the entire island?
It's Wellington is the
Wellington. That's it. I did know that.
Beef Wellington, population 212,000. So the size of like Wilmington, Delaware.
But no, Wellington and Auckland would be the only two towns that I know in New Zealand.
Yeah, Auckland, population 1.65 million. So roughly 1 in every 4.5 New Zealanders are from Auckland, live in Auckland. Watch, some New Zealanders going to hit me up and be like, "You're fucking pronouncing it wrong. God damn it."
Yeah, they're going to say something stupid. Don't do that, New Zealander. We're going to fucking ridicule you mercilessly.
And you're not going to do anything about it because you can't leave.
Can't leave. You're stuck there forever.
Yeah.
You're stuck in paradise, dick.
Right? You're stuck in the Lord of the Rings. God damn it!
Is that where that's filmed?
Yeah,
all of it
was. Yeah,
there's 2 islands. We've learned a lot about New Zealand. Well, our old buddy Elon Musk is back, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't read much of this because I let you guys fucking have your way with things. Was it 29% of Americans? That's roughly 30%. doing some quick math. Doing some quick math here.
I think you can round up there. I think you're nice.
Agree that Elon Musk should be Times Man of the Year. Your thoughts on as we wrap up 2021? If Mr. Musk, who smells his own musk, Murr probably smells his musk. If you smell what the musk is cooking, is he Times Man of the Year?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? I mean, look. You can either pick somebody from the pandemic, but I think we're all burned out on that.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, who else would it be?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not too vehemently opposed to this, but like, I don't like it because I kind of just don't like him, generally speaking. It's not even like his accomplishments; he's a fucking genius. But his fucking face is really the problem with me. But it happens for me. I got a lot. Sometimes I see people's faces and I'm just like, oh, fucking hate you. But yeah, I don't think there's another single individual person that you would give that to. Like, you would have to do one of them, like, everybody's up in arms, like, you know what I mean? Like, one of them symbolic, like, all teachers are fucking, you know what I mean? Which, fair. Teachers really been fucking going through it the last, like, year and a half. So, I get it.
Yeah, or frontline health workers or stuff like that. They do that.
Yeah, but I think they were the people like
last year. Yeah, it was last year.
Frontline workers were last year.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah. So I think, and that's why I kind of get like, was it Time? Was it Times Man of the Year or whatever?
Person.
Like, I kind of get time being like, fuck, we already did the symbolic like healthcare workers. Mm-hmm. Do we want to do the symbolic teacher thing? And somebody was like, fuck that, Elon Musk, and then they just went with it. And yeah, like I said, there's no other than probably exorbitant carbon emissions and legal tax dodging. He's done wonders. So, I mean, it's perfectly fine. Like, I don't vehemently disagree. Like I said, I just, sure, I guess could have given it to teachers just to be nice.
You're also, what you're saying is you're not looking forward to that, his mug on the front of Times with the black outline, just the...
he's got the fucking, the dude from the Fifth Element haircut, the Gary Oldman jam. Yeah. Like, now he's just, he looks like a fucking supervillain.
He does, and he could possibly be, which is why I think we should stop angering the man. We should stop really antagonizing this guy because every Bond villain has the potential to save the world for the better, which is why everybody buys in. Every Bond movie, the villain is loved by most of the world, but there's a catch. There's something underneath the surface. There's an ulterior motive that's happening. So either Elon has an ulterior motive or he doesn't. So we should all pray that he doesn't have an ulterior motive. Because if he does, and we keep pissing him off, then he will just... He's probably got some weird sci-fi movie fucking name for whatever his, red button's going to be that he pushes when he finally is done with the world and says, okay, initiate protocol... or initiate Order 66 and let's eradicate these fuckers because I'm going to Mars. Peace out, bitches. So look, the guy is the most innovative person of our generation. I don't know of a single person from the previous generation you could claim like Steve Jobs, but what did Steve Jobs really do? He might have actually poisoned us all with his products and gotten us hooked on social media and gotten us all up in arms and yada, yada, yada. Elon, to me, he has tangible technological advancements that humankind will be able to take with them into the next century. Electric cars, possibly a new way of transporting themselves back and forth underground, a new way of constructing underground tunnel systems. What else? Neuralink. We may have the opportunity to take this technology that's been created and integrate with it to sustain ourselves in the future. There's so many things, applications that he's created. I don't know why we're so mad at the guy. You can be mad at him about the tax system, but he's not doing anything wrong. I get your point, Alan, but he probably does pay more taxes than any living person in the country.
I mean, yeah, but that's just by the fact of he's the richest man on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, so...
But that's not his fault.
The most amount, yeah. But he's paying less than a man like him should. Like FDR would have been like, give me all of that. We're building high-speed railways. We'll build the fucking Mexico Wall. We got your money. We're good.
But like the guys that said we could feed every man, woman, and child in the world for $6 billion, and he said, show me the data and I'll give you the money. He'd be willing. I feel like he'd be willing to give away it all if you can show him that it works.
Yeah. But I mean, and that specific example, I think we all know that was bullshit. Like, whoever came, the World Food Bank or whoever the fuck came up with that was just like, we'll just throw a big number at it and see if one of these rich guys would actually do it. And then they did it, and they were like, fuck, we need like, I don't know, like 100 billion. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I personally knew that was bullshit. How is that working? The logistics alone. You know what I mean? Like, if he was like, here's $6 billion, when the World Health Organization called Joe Schmo food provider for a contract, the contract just jumped 75% margin points. Okay. So I get it. Like, that's definitely not it, but I'm a little concerned. I think you're right with his technology. Let me get back on track. But like, didn't the motherfucker say we were going to get a fucking, like a levitating train that would get us from San Francisco to New York in like 35 minutes? That shit was like 10 years ago. Where the fuck's that at, buddy? You said you had it. So, yes, I like his ideas. I think he's good with it. But are his ideas coming to completion, and
nobody's helping him.
Who the fuck can help him? Nobody's as rich or as smart. It's on him.
He left California because when he wanted to make his levitating train, they said, "Oh well, we're gonna need this kind of this kind of money for this permit, and we can't really. That's sacred land." So he's like, "All right, fine, then fuck you. I'll leave. I'll go to Texas where they don't give a shit."
But he didn't build it in Texas either.
No, he's just got there. I'm just saying, like,
he's been there a couple years, sir. He took a penis to the sky.
That was Jeff Bezos.
Okay. Well, he took another fucking metal tube to the sky, and he hasn't built the train. That's all I'm saying. It sounds like he's got great ideas, but a lot like me, I start drawing something, and then I get to the point where, like, I can't draw a human nose. I'm not a fucking artist, and I abandoned the drawing because I'm fucking bad at it. I'm like 90% good at it, but the 10% that I'm bad at it makes me fucking like Picasso nose. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. He's got great ideas. Let's levitate a train really fast somewhere. How do we do it? I don't fucking know. That's how the vibe I get from him sometimes.
All right, Wes.
Electric car's just a battery for the record.
Yeah, but man of the year, sure. I don't. And, Alan, are you making the case that he shouldn't be Times Man of the Year, or just that he's?
No, like I said, I don't vehemently agree that he shouldn't be because there's nobody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
This is a down year.
I'm seeing it is a down year. I'm also seeing the supervillain in him and being a little concerned. I'm seeing him not come to completion on some of his dream projects. And I'm also extremely concerned about the Timothy Olyphant situation where he leaves half of the population on Earth. Because believe me, that's going to be his Bond villain moment. Right now, he's good Bond villain. And then he's going to be like, hey, guys, look, asteroid coming. I got enough room for like 100 people. Let's get the fuck out of here. And then Murr's going to be like, that son of a bitch. He was supposed to save us.
No, he's going to be like, hey, Andrew Murr, I heard you, you sticking up for me. Would you like a ride? And I can let you kick Alan Giannis in the chest off of the ship right before we take off.
Right. He's like, hey,
I'll say,
you just got to tongue my grundle on the way to fucking Mars. And you'll be like,
all right, folks, this is a COVID given party, but we're not spitting in each other's mouths. We're licking each other's taints and balls.
Yeah. Licking taints.
Get your space shoots off. Here's space shoots. Here's a couple. Are you guys familiar with previous Times persons of the year? Some pretty interesting folk.
Yeah, they're usually important people or groups.
I mean,
they're controversial sometimes. Yeah. I know Hitler was one of them.
Hitler, Hitler, Stalin. Let's see, Stalin. FDR was a couple times. Actually, Stalin got it twice. Truman got it a couple times. Churchill, Queen Elizabeth II. I'm just going off like I'm not going to say. Well, I'm going to say it's like there's 1956, the Hungarian freedom fighter. All right, we're going to skip things like that. Nikita Khrushchev, Dwight D. was actually twice. John F. Kennedy, John Paul the 23rd?
Second?
No, Pope John, not John Paul. Pope John the 23rd.
Okay.
Is 1962. MLK, LBJ, then the Apollo astronauts. Nixon got it twice.
Dude, Rudy Giuliani was Times Man of the Year once.
That's right. Ronald Reagan. HW, your boy Ted Turner, 1991. Bill Clinton, John Paul II, Newt Gingrich, David Ho. He's the director of AIDS research. Okay. Ken Starr, Clinton got it again. Bezos, 99. Wow. Albert Einstein. W got it twice. You fucking believe that?
Right?
Yeah. I believe it once. I don't know about twice.
It's right.
The second time is the sketchy one.
Yeah. I agree with that. On that.
Talk about a down year. Christ, all right, we got
yeah, sure.
Yeah, 2001 wasn't exactly an up year, you're right.
2004's George W. Bush.
Right. Yeah. And then of course 2006, you. So everyone, we've won Times Man of the Year, Times Person of the Year. Sorry,
it's true. Yeah.
Once.
Wait, hold on. Wait, why did we win that? I can't remember why it was so great back in 06. What was that all about?
Because I think at that point they were like, humankind's going to use the internet to take us to fucking heights unknown, and then Zuckerberg like a couple years later got it, and now we know where we're at. So.
God, I feel like that was 5 years after 9/11. We hadn't torn each other apart, and we needed a look in the mirror, I guess.
Yeah. This is actually this is from the Wikipedia page. You were chosen in 2006 as Times Person of the Year. The magazine set out to recognize millions of people who anonymously contributed to user-generated content to wikis and other websites such as YouTube's, MySpace, Facebook, Wikipedia, and a multitude of other websites featuring user contribution. Yeah, okay.
Hey, look at that, Kenneth Starr.
Yeah, I saw that.
It gave this Time kind of ran out of people a couple of years, didn't they? They were just like, fuck it. Like,
but then you get like, okay, so 2002, The Whistleblowers. Sharon Watkins, Cynthia Cooper, and Colleen Raleigh.
Is that Enron?
No, I don't. Corporate fraud.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was. Yeah, you're right. 2005, The Good Samaritans. Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, and Bono.
God, I still don't forgive him for fucking when I had an iPod and they put that fucking album on it. I was like, fuck you guys. Oh, God. No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Time, you lost a lot of credibility for that one.
Don Trump, 2016.
Yeah, Don Trump, 2016. I mean, fuck yeah, dude. He won that election.
The most hyped.
Did he? Yeah. You know, with a helping hand, maybe. But he won it.
He won. So it's interesting. We'll see. I don't know when do they announce that? Is it kind of like the Oscars? It's like a month after the new year.
No, it's announced. That's why we're talking about it.
No, they already did it.
They already announced. Wait,
I thought we're speculating about Elon Musk being man of the year.
No,
I thought it was based off of a poll from the American public. It's 30%.
No. The people, they announced him, and then people were like, "Do you agree with it?" And America was like, "Nah, not really." But
you really didn't read that, did you? At all?
Read that. That's not how that goes.
I thought maybe it was like MTV's viewer choice. You know, like the people had 100% of the people who did it had 30% of the vote. Then you had experts from Time.
Can you imagine fucking the Times Man of the Year only gets 29% of the fucking public vote? Like Time would just be like, "Fuck it, we're scrapping the bit. Like it's over."
Yeah, we kick the tires on user engagement, but we're not doing that anymore.
Done. We're not doing Man of the Year anymore. It's over.
All right, so
that's
obviously I didn't. Go ahead, Murr.
No, well, that's why Elon's getting once again raked over the coals for nothing he's done personally. Like Joy Behar's been giving him a fucking hard time. Elizabeth Warren's been fucking taking shots at him. Well, and by the way, he called her Senator Karen. The other day.
Well, that's what I'm reading this now. I saw that. So it's Joy Reid. He quote calling her lobbyist for Senator Karen. So what was that all about?
Oh, Joy Reid is like
that's Joy Behar, right?
No. There's a new one. Like so, Warren's after him. Like, yeah, Warren went after him like what yesterday, or the day before, or something, and then he slapped back. And then Joy Reid is somehow connected to Warren. I don't know how. So. But she clapped back and said some shit, and he was like, "I don't know who you are, so fuck off." Like, basically, that's how that went. See, that's the thing. Like, she's a senator from Massachusetts. Wait, no, that's Elizabeth Warren. That's Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, Joy Reid is here. Well, I'll look it up. What the hell? Who are you, Joy Reid? Like, but I think my bigger thing is that you look at Elon Musk's Twitter, and you might as well just be looking at Dave Portnoy's. But Dave Portnoy runs Barstool Sports, and Elon Musk is supposed to take us to Mars. It's different for me. I need him. I hold him to a higher standard if he's going to save humanity.
I know. I understand. I think you might be stuck in that way we used to do things, where like the people we respected, like we're supposed to have like a quote unquote respectable way of responding to these kinds of things. And I think that's why I do respect him, is because he, even though his intellect is far superior to mine, like he's just a guy. He's just a guy, and he's of this generation, or he's of my generation, essentially. He's only like 8 years older than me, so 7 years older than me. So like he's of my generation, and so like the fact that somebody talks shit on him and then he talks shit right back, I respect that. I respect both parts of him, that he's smarter than me and yet he's willing to get in the trenches with me in a verbal conflict. I appreciate that about him.
And that I don't have a problem with, because I love a verbal conflict. Like, I just think that he does it in a way that I'm just like, I don't like it. I think it all just circles back to the fucking presentation. I'm just like, I don't like the package. I don't really like how this is. I don't like how this is being sold to me. I respect it. I think it's a valuable product. But would I buy it off the store shelves? Probably not. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe like a bargain price.
Yeah. Or if you change, like, I go and I'm looking for a jacket and I only get there's only a blue one. I don't want the blue one. I want the fucking green one. Just change the color up a little bit. Not really, like the whole fucking motif. He could stay white, just, change everything else.
What I'm waiting for him to do is, considering he's autistic, I'm waiting for him to fucking pull that card. Be like, oh, I'm waiting for him to literally say, forgive my choice of words here, but so you think it's okay to make fun of a retard? I'm waiting for him to pull that card out. Because if he does that, he wins the world.
Does he, though? Or does the genius autist that we know is a genius, high-functioning autist trying to pull the card knowingly? I think he gets fucking slammed if he does something like that.
Dude, I don't know, man. Given this woke culture that we live in today, man, but I think I agree with Murr. I think he pulls that card, like, oh my god, and it would have to be the victim or the target of this it would have to be very well thought out, because you do it to Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo then retreats back to his sector or their sector of the world, and no one hears from him again. But if it's a senator or someone that's trying to go tit for tat with him and on some forum, someone that has some clout, a little respectability, a little money, a little power, and he pulls that, I think woke culture is like, retard hater.
I don't know, man. I think just because of who he is and his stature, that doesn't play well for him, which is why he's never done it.
But that's why their house of cards will come crumbling down, because he pulled the card out from under them and he collapsed their entire political world. That's how that's how that would go down. It's like, it's only okay when it's convenient. It's only okay when it's convenient for you, but when it's convenient for me, it's a problem. And that's and I think he's playing 4D chess. So I can foresee this happening, and I can see him laying in wait like the perfect Bond villain he is.
I mean, yeah, it's possible.
So if he is the Bond villain, then who's Bond?
Oh, Bond doesn't exist. That's the problem. Bond villains are real. James Bond himself is a fictional character. Okay. we're playing with house money on these kinds of things, man. Because look, Saddam Hussein, Hitler, Stalin, they were all real people. There was no Bond taking them down. That was the collective world fucking coming together. The collective world doesn't exist anymore. So as soon as one of them steps up, it's over, baby.
Right.
Game.
And before we can do anything about it, they're off to Mars, right?
We tried. We tried to have one.
Who?
It's coming. Give us like 4 more years.
Who do we try to have?
Oh, Trumpito, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said a real life Bond.
Oh no! Well, our villain, the one that pops up without, where the collective world that doesn't exist anymore, like Burr said, is just like, well, there goes America.
Well, Trump would definitely try to tell you that no one knows Bond better than him. No one knows Bond better than me.
To be fair, your octopussies weren't making PowerPoints about world domination that leaked to people. So
you're right.
I think there's a little bit higher level intellect that's going to come out when that person comes out. But yeah, either way,
it's octopi. All right, bro.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Pluralize this thing. We're going to be. I'm a stickler for grammar and saying things correctly here on the show. All right. So, the Bat Chamber. We've gotten very, obviously people have gotten complacent from working from home, or at least some sort of hybrid role. In Germany, our old foes back in both World War I and World War II, gentleman gets, I figured, for the historians of the show, you got to bring that up.
No, it just reminds me of the Norm Macdonald joke where he like, I don't know if any of you are history buffs or not, but there's one country in the world that concerns me. Germany.
A good buddy of ours vacationed there a few years ago, and he said he still thinks that Germans have they're very nice. He says, man, they used to carry around like World War II guilt. And it's like the culture's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, pleasure. So a German court has ruled in favor of a man who slipped while walking a few meters from his bed to his home office. So he can claim that it was a workplace accident, and the insurance claim was technically commuting. I didn't quite get. I tried to read it back. I was distracted when I was reading the second half of it. I read the first half of it about he's working from home. The court ruled again. This is like travel for work. There were some things with German law that don't necessarily translate with American law. But what did it have to do with him doing that before he went and got breakfast? Because if he went and got breakfast, then walked to his desk, then it wouldn't have been considered traveling to work.
I read zero of the article.
Okay.
I mean, that makes
I was just going off the pure concept of you're working from home, and by the way, in Germany they're on full lockdown mandate, so like he has no choice.
Yeah.
So if for him, in order to commute, he has to walk. His walk, I guess their ruling was it's insignificant how far his walk is because they're forcing him to be in this location. So he just slipped and fell in the actual his home, which he's claiming is a travel incident.
So here's a little bit of the detail. So the court noted that the employee usually started working in his home office, quote, immediately without having breakfast beforehand, but did not explain why that was relevant to the case. However, later it said that statutory accident insurance was only afforded to the, quote, first journey to work, suggesting that a trip on the way to get breakfast after already being in the home office could be rejected. So,
okay. So they're saying if he went to his office, a.k.a. his bedroom.
The desk in his bedroom.
Yes. So if he went to his office first and then he left work to go get lunch, that's on him.
Yeah.
But go get breakfast. But since he didn't leave work...
Right.
Since he didn't arrive at work and then leave work to go get breakfast, he was not on his own time. He was on work time because he had not made a personal stop, henceforth, via V, ergo.
That's correct. And later on, it goes on to say that he did make engine noises on the way to his desk. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
I mean, this is genius. This is also the kind of shit, like I said, I brought it up to my wife the other day. I was like, maybe I'll go to law school just for shits and giggles. And this is the kind of shit that makes me want to go to law school. Like, I'd argue this. This makes some sense to me. Like, yeah. Imagine you drive, you get in your car and you drive to the office and you get in an accident. You know, it's your commute to work. It sucks. But, yeah. The alternative, like Murr said, like, what if I drive over to fucking Chipotle at lunchtime? Well, that's my time. It's not, Again, this is the same things here. He's just traveling to work
because if you're at an office, you don't have to leave for lunch. You could bring your lunch. So I guess the point is that like you've made the decision to leave your work environment to get your food. The work's just like no, you're here. Once you're here, you're here. So since he didn't establish that he was there yet. And then leave again. God, it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. I champion this man. I hope. Do we know what is there a payout?
No,
is it just like an insurance.
It didn't mention it. This is still unsettled. Well, no, that's not true.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what workers' comp in Germany is probably way better than ours. So. Yeah. I mean, look, my man gets free money and he doesn't have to work and he gets to stay at home and. What, nurses?
Which is where he already was. Nothing changes.
Back. Yeah, but now he doesn't have to commute to work.
What frustrates me about this is, on a personal level, introspectively, is that, okay, we were talking about Bezos earlier. Man, is playing Musk, sorry.
They're not interchangeable. I'm tired of this from you. You've done this on multiple occasions. Every time we talk about Elon, you bring up Jeff. Elon is so far from the name Jeff. that I don't know how you fuck this up. Bezos is a weird name. Musk is a normal name.
Okay, so
Elon is a weird name. Jeff is a normal name. I mean, in comparison.
In my mind, okay, you said I've done this a lot of times. I think I've done it.
No, every time. Every time we talk about Elon, every fucking time, every goddamn time.
You know, I'm
fucking tired of it.
I'm stubborn enough to go back and watch every recording we've done.
I know you are, and I fucking challenge you to it. I fucking challenge you. Because I know how much of a headache it is, and I know you're fucking willing to put yourself through it just to be a dick to me. And even if I'm wrong, I won.
Okay. We were talking about Musk earlier. All right.
Yeah.
And the gentleman, he's conceptualizing space travel to Mars. He's flown stuff into space. He got this idea for a train that Alan is still miffed about.
I don't even know if he did have an idea for a train. I feel like Alan made that up.
Okay. No, he did. He would try to sell it to like the DC Baltimore corridor, like the 95 corridor. And we were like, no, because you can't do it.
Hold on. Hear me out here. My point is that those ideas I'm not smart enough to do. I'm not smart enough to come up with it. An idea perhaps, but the real nuts and bolts and peccadillos of that, not going to get much farther than scratching the surface. However, me conceptualizing falling on my way to what at one point was where I worked. This was my workstation right here, walking down the stairs after I got up in the morning, after I brushed my teeth and made a cup of coffee on my way to work. I could have thought of this. I could have come up with this idea. I could have made some money. I could have slipped on the stairs and cracked my elbow and won an insurance claim. This isn't beyond me. Why didn't I think of this? That's what I was trying to say. And it's a good thing that Bezos did it.
God damn it.
The train was called the Hyperloop, by the way.
Ooh.
No, he's still working on the Hyperloop.
Yeah, still, motherfucker. No. Like, come on.
He's moved on to the hyper. He's moved on to the hyper.
He's moved on to fucking Neuralink. He's moved on to fucking touching Mars. Which one is it?
I am fractions of a second from having a fucking aneurysm on Alan right now. God damn it. Look, a levitating train and the Hyperloop are two different things. And the Hyperloop
are two different things, you're right. So
Hyperloop is full speed ahead. They wouldn't let him bore, which is his other company, the Boring Company, which is brilliant, by the way. What do? They bore holes. What's funny about it? It's boring. It's the Boring Company. So they wouldn't let him dig underground, which is why he scrapped the project. He's still fucking working on it. The Hyperloop is going to be a thing where you pull your electric car onto a fucking launch pad and it fires you off up to 300 miles per hour underground until you get to your destination. It's brilliant. It's still coming. So you're wrong. Just say it. Say it, Alan. Say it wrong.
It's not coming.
It's
about
coming.
What?
It's say you're wrong. Say you're wrong.
Which part? I told you I was wrong about the fucking levitating train.
Yeah,
I'm
not wrong about this. This isn't coming.
I'll take it.
He's already shifted focus.
Apology.
On the fucking Neuralink.
Apology accepted.
Channels with your brain. He doesn't give a fuck about you getting to San Francisco in 30 minutes. He's done with that.
He also built not a flamethrower and sold it for $1,000 to the American public, which is another fucking balls move, which I appreciate him for.
He's also he has shifted focus. He's kind of combining Hyperloop and Neuralink to where it's Neuralink into your rectum, and it's called Hyperpoop. Ha! Booyah! Fucking A. That's a good joke.
That's a good one. That's good. I just like it because I can see the unimpressed look on Murr's face.
Stop
He's got an online bank. He's got, what is Zip2? Zip2 is a company provided and licensed. Wait, hold on. They provided and licensed online city guide software to newspapers. That sounds boring. So my man's got a train he can't fucking build. He's got fucking he's got brain remote control. He's got a company that digs holes in the ground for his trains that he's not building anymore. He's got fucking battery powered cars, which rocket science, and fucking he's got actual rockets. So he's got like one impressive thing.
It's kind of like borderline Times Man of the Year. Murph's freezing up on us. We're not going to stop that.
His rage sentiment.
There he is.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're muted.
There we go. That was not me bowing out. I like a good argument.
No,
I heard Alan. I heard Alan going through the laundry list of things that he claims Elon Musk is a failure for, and he knows Alan knows he's a liar. That's why he's just simply going through all this stuff in a random fashion.
How am I a liar?
You're just a liar.
How am I a liar? The boring company doesn't bore because the Hyperloop...
It does bore!
Because the Hyperloop doesn't work.
It is hyper!
Well, it ain't looping nowhere. That's for fucking sure. Fucking look, Tesla Energy makes batteries. We've had battery technology forever. So
okay, wait, fuck you. No, fuck you. If we had battery technology for whoa, don't give me those. Don't give me the wide eye fucking eyebrow look from your fucking Nicaraguan face there, buddy boy.
Batteries created what year? Let's see.
The Egyptians had batteries. Fuck you.
1790s is the first electromagnetic battery. So, I mean,
yeah.
Took a while
and if everybody was so smart with batteries, why didn't they figure out how to make a car that was fucking worthwhile up until now? And by the way, with your finger in the air, let me just tell you this. Until Elon became the #1 car manufacturer in the goddamn world, nobody else bothered trying. Yeah, last year. Nobody else bothered to try to put an electric vehicle on the road. Now, fucking try to find a car manufacturer that doesn't have an electric vehicle on the road. He made batteries applicable to safe auto travel. And his AI technology that's guiding these vehicles is going to change the world. Give it time.
Well, the first electric vehicle on the road was in 1890, sir. So, excuse you, first of all. Elon Musk, not innovating again.
Times Man of the Year, 2021. All right, we're going to...
Times Man of the Year, full of stolen fucking ideas.
Internet's about to break here. All right. Let's talk about something we can all agree on. All right. 44-year-old mom who double dates with her daughter keeps getting deleted from dating sites because they think she's a catfishing scam. We're going to go ahead and screen share here on this one. And voila. So you have mom and daughter. Wait, I'm not sure who's who. So hot mom is a spinning image of 21-year-old daughter, Jolene Diaz, 44 from California, puts her youthful glow down, old-fashioned clean living, and gets younger men sliding into her DMs on a daily. So I'm going to stop sharing. That way you guys could actually think and be broadcast journalists. So so basically it's 44-year-old.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. My internet just came back. I'm going to need you to share that again.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see the yellow and pink. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Dude, okay, on the left. Okay, go back up. On the left, which one is the mom and which one is the daughter?
I think the mom's in yellow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
The mom's in the yellow and the daughter's in pink.
Okay, and then is the mom in the pink on the right picture?
Yes.
Yes.
God.
Correct. Yeah.
And she's 44?
That's correct. And she likes to do double dates with her daughter. It goes on to explain that she came here from Guam when she was 14. Met her husband, had the daughter, they divorced. Explained that it's tough. Living like this. Actually, here's another.
Yeah, let's see some. I just for research.
Does she have an Instagram? Let's just go look at that. Whoa,
dude,
which one's which?
Okay,
mom.
This one's hard.
That's mom.
Yeah, something's hard. Dude, in this picture, the mom looks younger than the daughter.
Fair enough.
Mom on the left? Is that what we're saying?
That's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Go to that Instagram. Fuck it.
Dude, seriously. Okay, I will say in this picture, the girl on the right does look younger only because the face is like, it's got a little more collagen in it, obviously.
Hold on. Go back up real quick. Go back up to the other one. I don't know. Is that mom on the right? Go back down.
This is mom.
No. I know that's mom. Go back down.
Mom's on the left here.
Mom's on the left here?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I could. I was really just going by perceived breast size.
Right.
And I could be wrong.
Jesus, man. But I mean, unless that's a filter, Homegirl's got some fucking jeans on her, dude. Not just fucking Jordache.
Just fucking Jordache. Nice.
It's I'm not doubting the fact that these two get along. It's mom and daughter. They get along, but where do you draw the line with like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out on a double date with my mom? You don't think that's fine? That seems.
Well, here's the question though: how old's the daughter?
21.
See,
that's Gen Zs don't give a fuck, bro.
God dang, man,
they're liberal.
Yeah.
Look at Santa.
Santa was a gay. Get there next. Get them. Get them next.
You could skip in line. You got the VIP pass. Elf, go get him.
And then Santa went to the photographer and was like, hey, I need a copy of that one.
Yeah, Santa's got some suspect hands, let me tell you, man.
He does.
Do you realize that Mrs. Claus is gone?
You know, Mall Santa never smiles, but this guy's fucking cheesing from ear to ear.
All right, yeah, you should definitely close this out because I'm not going to, yeah.
What is it, Jolene Diaz?
Are we going to follow her in the middle classholes?
Messenger from our thing. Hey, we talked about you.
Miss Diaz.
Okay, at what age then is appropriate? I mean, I guess it's questionable if it's ever appropriate, but then, okay, what's the age where, I guess the onus has to be on the daughter's age. So what's the onus of the child? What's their age where it's okay to do this?
Okay to double date?
Yeah, like would mom have to be? Well, I don't feel like it's necessarily on the mom, like what her age is. At what age is the daughter that they could go out on double dates together? 21 does seem a little young to me because that definitely seems like mom is, she's in full cougar mode. Mm-hmm. But at what point does it make it just, you're my daughter, yes, but you're old enough for you to be my friend now. 21 seems like, mom's reliving her childhood.
If they're hanging out, that's one thing. Double dates, I don't know. Christ, man, maybe when the daughter's a divorcee, like 35 and 50. But double dating like that, I personally don't care. Good for them. It just seems. I'm just talking about it from a personal level. If I was in the shoes of the daughter, I'd be like, no, I'm not going out on a fucking double date with you. We're not going to get full blown mom-daughter action across, I don't, well, that's silly for me to say. Mom-daughter combo dating like that. I don't know. It just seems an environment that doesn't lend itself to productive dating or a good date. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're a great time. Maybe these two fucking rock and roll and karaoke and hoot and holler.
Dude, you've met moms of girls like this. Like obviously not as physically attractive.
No, like, I don't meet moms like that.
Met a mom of there was a couple like girls' moms in Frostburgs who came and fucking raged. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
And shit like that. So we've seen this before. It's just an anomaly because they're both fucking absolute 10s. And I don't know. Presumably they're online dating, Tindering and things. So they're going on double dates, and there's like some 40-year-old guy and some 20-year-old guy, and they're like, "Let's get this foursome."
Now
they never get it.
I think this is where. And correct me if I'm wrong, Wes. I think this is where the problem stems. Is that I think that they're going on double dates, and both the guys are in their 20s.
Yeah, I think these are younger men. Yeah, I agree. I think these are men that are either at or around the age of the daughter.
Yes, and so mom's basically dating her daughter's friends, which does kind of.
So then I think the expectation of Brazzers content is much higher on the average date than I initially expected.
And this one's weird to me because, I was doing the math. That means that mom's 23 years older than the daughter. And usually when these situations arise, mom, got pregnant, super young, 14, 15. So they're more like sisters than they are mother-daughter. But this seems no, I literally raised you from fucking, fetus to adult. And now I'm banging your friends. To me, that's damaging to the child. Even though she's 21, that's still damaging to the daughter in some capacity. That's just leading the daughter to divorce no matter what.
Yeah. Now, the daughter will talk about some things with a trained therapist in the next 10 years. 100%.
We'll be paying someone to hear her to discuss this.
Yeah,
I do. And again, this is me being presumptuous, assuming that this is the only dating that they do. I can't be that. I can't be that presumptuous. I have to assume that the daughter goes out on dates on her own, or she does double dates with friends her own age. I'm looking at it from the daughter's perspective, and maybe semi-blinded because of the household I grew up in. Because if, God forbid, my parents had gotten split up, and my dad, whom her knows, and Alan, who you met, like, hey man, let's do some double dating. I'd be like, nah, I'm good, dude. Like, straight up, fuck you. That's not happening.
No. No, I mean, I could see it. This is probably problematic.
But I'm looking at this like, when I was a sophomore, the mom was a senior, So, like, that's from my generation, close to your generation, Wes. Mm-hmm. And you know how people, not just women, but people from our generation are. It's different. It's just different.
True.
I mean, because I've grown up with social media, even though I was an adult when I got it. I was barely an adult. I mean, I was in my 20s, but like the world has changed. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily for the better, but it's just a different world. Like we're younger. 44 is not 44. 44 now is not the 44 of yesteryear. You know what I mean?
Very true. Yes, you're right. 44 of yesteryear, you were. Your kids were, in their 20s, early 20s, and I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And you didn't have that relationship.
No.
Now, and now everybody's like, we weren't friends. Like, I'm not hanging out. I'm not really doing anything of the sort with my parents.
Yeah.
Maybe my dad, but on occasion. But mom would be like, absolutely, I don't even want to drink with you. So, which is fine. I get it.
Shit. Well, good for them. Good for the Diaz. Alan, I'm going to expect that the middle class all follows Mrs. Diaz and lets her know that we fully support her cougaresque. And hey, look, if they're looking for, I don't know, you two are married and I've been in a long-term relationship, but I'm sure we could work something out. Some sort of luncheon. Maybe the three of us.
Some sort of luncheon. Just a brunch. I think they're a brunch duo.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good boozy. Go ahead.
I feel like they're more of like so we're going to a sandals resort this weekend. Is that what we're doing? We're gonna go down there. We're gonna have some.
Where are they from? They're from California, right? I mean, they look like they're from California.
Yeah. Well, they're from Guam. They live in California.
Oh well, yeah. But they're look at them. Did you see them pictures? Those
yes,
are California
they're Californians. Yes.
Yeah. So it's more like we're gonna go get like vegan sushi or some shit. But either way it's fine.
Oh, so you're down?
Oh no, I mean I'll shit. They could be like, let's go to fucking Ethiopian food with our hands, and I'd be like, sure. I think it sounds terrible, but let's go. They'd be like, let's go to this poop buffet. I'd be like, sounds like we should try it out at least. I mean, again, do we need to pull the pictures back up?
You all are vaccinated, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Never mind. Don't worry. Shit. All right, Mr. Murr. Feed me.
Let's get to it, my friends. Let's fill your craniums with some knowledge. It's time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Being brought to you, of course, by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. I had a coworker at work, Mark, text me the other day and said, hey, I just realized I'm developing some shin splints. Do you have any remedies? I said, well, I sure know a group that doesn't, and that's the Shin Splints Recovery Group. And you can find them, of course, on Facebook. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts. Starting here, did you know Napoleon Bonaparte wasn't really short? He was about 5'7", an average height at the time. The confusion stemmed from the difference of French and imperial measurements, and British propaganda depicted him as a small man in order to ruin his image. Mission accomplished.
So I did not know that, but please explain the translation. So it's metric versus imperial.
It's French. I don't know what the French were going by at the time, but
okay.
I know that like for example, like you have horses, and horses are still to this day measured in hands. Yeah, and hands were just simply like how big the king's hand was.
Gotcha.
So it's that horse is 20 hands high.
Okay,
what the fuck does that mean? So there's just there was no, we hadn't standardized anything at that point, which is why we're doing pretty well for the year 2021, because standardization and things like that has really only occurred in the last like 300 years in any capacity, and we're still not standardized because there's the metric system and the standard system. So yeah, we're still working on it. There's a Joe Rogan joke where he talks about how America's only less than 300 years old. People lived to 300. That's 3 people ago. We're doing pretty well. So anyway,
so it was the English using this lack of standardization in order to portray Napoleon as a short fellow. Because I also read that he had a micro penis. He had a really, really small dick. And that attributed to maybe that's more British propaganda. I don't know. Maybe they were like it was 4 hands, 4 hamster hams.
No, Napoleon's dick's in a jar somewhere still. Mm-hmm. It's and to your point, Rasputin, the Russian mystic, his dick's in a jar at the penis museum in like Iceland, and it takes up. I think they had to like fuse like 2 pickle jars together to get that thing in there. And then there's Napoleon's penis, which is in like a petri dish somewhere roaming around the world. So yeah, he had a little dick, and I think that's the bigger insult than you're short, because technically speaking, I'm an inch shorter than Napoleon was. Now I'm a little fella in the modern era, and Alan's a little fella in the modern era, but here's how I knew I was okay. And I mean this from my core. I remember going to Baltimore one time on a high school, what do you call those things?
Field trip.
That's it. And we went on the Constellation.
Okay.
And the ceilings are super fucking short. And like the tall guys like yourself, the 6-footers, they had to duck down. And me, I had maybe like 4 inches of clearance over my head. And they're like, well, you know why the ceilings are so small, right? No, why? Oh, because people in that era were probably shorter than you are. I was like, oh, so I'm just a victim. I'm just a victim of fucking like GMOs and fucking all these fucking preservatives and food and all this shit. I'm just a victim. My genes are fine. Fuck all y'all. And that's when I got over my shortness.
That's fair. We're short guys, man. Don't sleep on us.
I don't.
I'm reading about his penis though. So I had to drop that in there. They cut it off during his autopsy, and nobody knows why.
Oh, I know why. So they can put it in a pickle jar and fucking parade it around town.
Yeah,
probably. There's a line here that says that the doctor doing the autopsy may have been bribed to cut it off by Napoleon's chaplain as revenge for Napoleon calling him impotent.
Mm.
Back when our religious figures were real on the up and up. And
I also like to think, not like to think, but I also get a chuckle out of the fact that this guy wanted revenge after the guy was dead. When he's dead, cut his dick off. Yeah, that'll get him.
We're gonna put it in a fucking pickle jar.
But hold on, this is why this still holds water though, because if he had a giant dick, they wouldn't have said cut it off and put it in a pickle jar.
Good point.
Because if he was holding like a quarter pounder or something, they'd be like, okay, yeah, let's find a different revenge.
Yeah, if you had to get it into like a tennis tube, they would have been like, all right, well, we're just gonna bury him with that. If you can get into like an olive jar, well, hell,
yeah.
This is I was telling someone this joke that like we talk about the discrepancy in systems or measuring systems. My father and his good friend Everett, God rest both of their souls, had come back from Crumpton. Murray, are you familiar with that?
Crumpton, you're gonna have to keep going.
Crumpton was a large auction type thing in Kent County. People came far and wide. My dad never used to like to do it because it's like an antique hub, but it was also an excuse for two buddies to drink beer. Point is, they came back. They were laying on the front lawn of my house with a cooler of Heineken loaded, passing a joint. And I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, what's up? I'm headed out." And my dad explained to Everett that Wes just finished a good, successful track and field season, and Everett ran track. I didn't know this. I was like, "Oh, well, it's interesting." And he started like laying out. He's like, "What do you run?" I said, "I run the 400, the 800, the 1600." Well, he's so drunk, and back when he was in high school, it was yards. So he was like, "Well, what times do you run? What time do you run the 400?" And I gave him the time. He's like, "Jesus, you're fucking slow." And I was like, "Whoa, no, wait, hold on." And so I started like trying to do some math in front of him, and I suddenly realized like he's way too drunk. I'm never gonna get through to him. I'm slow. You're right. I gotta go. Good night. God, holy hell, you're
what's
slow.
What's funny about that is, like when I was a youth, like that's when they were trying to pimp the metric system, and that's because like it was still the 440, and then like it slowly, as I grew up, became the 400, and so like I can still remember it like being like the 110 hurdles, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the 100 hurdles; it was still the 110 hurdles, and then be like, "Oh, it's only 100 meters." Oh, so like, yeah. And by the way, both of you guys are from this area. If you ever, and I've told this story I think before, the Route 1 in Delaware, it was originally in metric, and that's why the fucking the exits don't match the miles. So anyway,
Interesting.
yeah.
All right, so Napoleon was
your metric is though. We're just dummies.
Napoleon was 5'7" with a tiny penis. That's what we get.
And I think we should all concentrate on the tiny penis more than the height. I think that's more the point.
Just pickle.
Did you know? According to Tom Hanks, this is what Forrest Gump said when the microphone cuts out during his speech at the Vietnam protest rally. Do you guys know this?
No, but I've always been curious.
I did look this up once, but I don't remember.
Okay, well then good. Do you want me to do it in the Forrest Gump voice, or would you like me to do it straight?
Yeah, I don't want you doing it straight. That's dumb.
Yeah,
okay.
No, Forrest Gump, baby. Come on.
What question is that?
Sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, God.
It's a lot less majestic than I anticipated, but then I realized it's
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah. He could have pulled the Bezos cord. Don't make fun of me.
Wow. That's funny.
Sorry, Murr. The Musk card. Sorry.
It's Elon fucking Musk.
Who would he yell to if it was Musk when they went across the reflected pool?
What's that?
When Jenny runs out in the pool, who would Musk have yelled at?
Who was that broad that he married? That weird one.
Oh.
Grimes. That's your name. She was a singer. Grimes.
Grimes.
Yeah.
Poor Elon with his stupid stutter.
A good friend of mine has made a very valid argument that Forrest Gump is the greatest movie ever made. Now, I don't agree, but all-American classic. Anybody can watch it. Plucks the heartstrings, is funny, recaps, it ends on a good note, etc., yada yada. Except Jenny.
It is a pretty complete film.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't think it's the. Might it be the best? I don't know. Objectively, it's not my best. I don't know what it is, but
now this is unfair, but I'm going to do it anyway. If it's not the best, Wes, then what is?
I mean, that's subjective. Unsubjectively, like he's talking about, maybe it's not everyone's favorite, but if you did some sort of poll of about 1,000 or so people, that might be more often than not. What do I think the greatest movie of all time is?
Sure. If you have one on top,
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I know that's your favorite movie.
Yeah.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Saves Christmas, Drop Dead Ernest Saves Africa, Ernest. Yeah.
I know it's 'tis the season here, but I do feel like It's a Wonderful Life might be up there, like, for me.
Okay.
That's fair. I'd give it to you.
Jimmy Stewart. He's just goddamn good in that fucking movie.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fucking hard question. We should probably have that debate one day.
Yeah, I think we should.
We
definitely should.
That'd be fun.
You have to set specific criteria, because it's not my favorite movie of all time. It's the greatest movie of all time.
I think the criteria would just be like, we'd have to pick, we could each pick like 3 that we think objectively are the best, could possibly be the best movie ever made.
And obviously we'll stage this for the future, but there's a film school. I can't remember which film school. I don't want to say it's NYU, but they claim, one of these film schools, high-end film schools, claims that Back to the Future is, quote unquote, the perfect script. And it has to do with like the fantastic nature of what's going on, but the movie's not actually about the fantastic nature of what's going on. Marty McFly, yada yada yada. It's
IMDb has the Shawshank Redemption as number 1.
That's up there. I agree.
I have never seen The Godfather, which I know is on a lot of people's list.
That's number 2.
And I've never seen the Shawshank Redemption.
Jesus Christ. We can't have this fucking debate.
I was like, dude, you've got to do like, you've got to pull this list up and go through at least the top like 30 that you haven't seen.
Take off work for a few days.
I know. And you know what's funny is I have The Godfather and 1 and 2 saved on my DVR because I'm like, I need to rectify this in my life. I'm 42 years old. But I just think it was something about the scuttlebutt about these films that just said, nope, I ain't doing it. Just a dickhead, like a dickheaded teenager fucking like mindset that has thwarted my efforts to watch these films. But moving on. Did you know blood can be used as a substitute for eggs when baking?
That makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah. Why? Yeah. Enzymes? Science?
Proteins.
Protein,
yeah.
Is this the same type? Well, it's like blood sausage, but I like baking. If you don't have eggs, what do you slit your wrist a little bit and fucking drizzle that puppy down there?
Just nick an artery. Don't slice. Just nick.
Ugh. God, what is it? I'm curious to see what who figured this out way back when.
I wonder, and that is a good Siri question. Like, hey Siri, how much blood is a substitute for eggs? Let's see if she answers this. Come on. Blood.
I found this on the web for how much blood is a substitute for eggs, and see if she answers this. Check it out.
Can blood be used as a substitute for eggs? Let's see what we get here. Because I mean, like, that's a high volume of blood, I would think. I mean, I guess it would be like pork blood. That's the most readily available blood I could think of.
That's a good point. Doesn't have to be yours. I kept thinking I'd prick my finger and just dribble that puppy in there, whereas you could just get the goat or the pig or the sheep that you have, kill that, use the blood, then cook the loin and the ribs.
Yeah, apparently this is actually used as a substitute rather often in Nordic countries, which makes sense. Those goddamn Vikings.
Yeah, they're weird.
Okay, well, of course, every article that's ever written about cooking has to be like, when my grandmother was a youth, she used to take a pig and cut its neck in order to get 4 gallons of blood to substitute the eggs that she didn't have. So anyway, I don't know what the answer fucking is.
It's the worst. Like, why? Just give me the fucking answers. I don't care about your old family recipes.
Right. Exactly. Have you ever looked up a recipe on the internet?
The worst.
Yeah, you have to scroll through like pages and pages worth of dog shit to get to the ingredients and how to cook them.
Like every recipe is a blog.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off, man. I just want the recipe.
Right.
How long do I cook chicken legs? Now, back when my mother was 14 years old, she grew up in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, when they used to try to fry their chicken, they would go out and get grease from a freshly slaughtered pig, and they would cook them for 4 days. Well, God damn it, just tell me how long to cook the goddamn chicken legs.
Give me the ingredients list. Give me the ingredients list. Give me the preparation, and give me like a substitute. If you don't have, here we go. If you don't have eggs, fucking slit your wrist a little bit.
What number should the meat thermometer read when it's safe for me to eat?
Right.
That's what I need to know.
Well, back in World War II, my father went off to Germany.
God damn it.
We used to cut a slit into the ribeye and stick our finger in there, try to figure out the temperature of cells. All right.
Did you know Stephen King sells the rights to some of his short stories for $1 so that film students can use them to make movies? He calls them his dollar babies.
Mm-hmm. I did know that. Kelly told me. My wife told me that, actually. I had no idea.
So he sells these rights to film schools.
Yeah, for $1, just
Damn.
so that, you know, there's a contractual obligation, and then, yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want with them.
Wow.
Stephen King's a good guy.
Yeah. I wonder how Times Man of the Year. Why wasn't he on there? I wonder how many of these he's done.
He did not make an underground train.
Yeah, I wanted. It was possessed by pets that got buried in a cemetery, though.
Cemetery. That's what happened. The Hyperloop tried to run through a pet cemetery. It was going to be haunted forever, so they had to scrap the whole idea.
But I'm pretty positive he's doing this for altruistic reasons. But if he sold the rights to a short story that he didn't think was going to work for $1, and then some film student like wows the shit out of him, I'm pretty sure the residuals on whatever the Hollywood production company that actually makes the film is going to be more than $1.
Yeah. No, I agree. That I'm sure he has a clause or some sort of as I'm reading Christmas Crimes, he has a clause in that contract that says, yeah, you're not going to get away scot-free. But that's cool. I like it. I dig it, man.
You make another It, I'm getting some money.
Yeah, as someone who I didn't study film, but I studied television when I was in college. That'd have been great. Holy shit! This is a Stephen King one. Yeah, really? You all paid for $1 for this? Shit! Here, go get a couple more. Fetch me some award-winning shit. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. So basically, if this doesn't work, I'm the problem. You know, it's like obviously the source material is A+.
Yeah.
All right. Did you know? Let me hit that a little harder. Did you know when you're mad about something, venting or punching a pillow only makes you angrier, Wes Fox? Lashing out trains your brain to associate anger with controlled aggression instead of compassion or reconciliation, which eventually turns your aggression into an addictive habit.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything you said after Wesley Fox because I was getting pissed off. And you understand, when I get mad, you fucking make me fucking angry. Nah. So what are you supposed to do? Compartmentalize that stuff?
You're supposed to shove it down, okay? Like you find your emotional response and you push it down into your core, okay? And then you save all that rage until that one day where you're justified in an explosive rage, a la Chris Benoit, and you decide to strangle your wife with a exercise cord.
Well, I was going to go Ned Flanders, but I understand. Makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't vent, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. That's nonsense. When I get home, I'm not saying I look forward to venting, but if I'm pissed off, yeah, Jerry's going to hear it. Earful.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Wait, really? Like, you're not
tell
surprised?
Her the story, or do you then get angry at her and be like,
No, I just kind of tell her the
download.
Yeah,
I think that's what kids call it.
Give her
I
the
think
summary
that's healthy.
of events.
Here's my healthy outlet. So I'll come home and I will just, like I said, suppress everything. I'll push it down. And then rather than hit anything, I will take it out in like a sustained like exercise format. And I'll just, abuse my own body, which seems very masochistic, which is probably more detrimental than what these assholes are talking about. You know, sometimes facts might be true, but they might not be helpful.
You've been. Did you say damage your own body? You've been baking lately.
Yeah. Yes.
This bread is delicious, Andrew. Thank you. I gotta go put on a Band-Aid now. Appreciate it.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Fun Fact Friday, wanna him. Oh, y'all got your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know what to get my brother and my sister-in-law, so it's probably just going to be gift cards to Elon Musk's big company.
For the Hyperloop.
Right.
You can buy Hyperloop tickets.
That's right.
On Mars in 3000, the year 3000.
You could get them an IOU for Hyperloop tickets. It's as good as cash.
That's a good point.
Or what you do is you buy them pet cemetery plots so that Bohr can then dig under the ground to make the Hyperloop.
And then we can get some residuals for the money.
Right. Yeah. If you want to be a bitch about it, go get some K-Cups. Some designer, some really good K-Cups.
Oh man, they're gonna get Amazon gift cards. That's all it's gonna come down to. That because honestly, if you get an okay, let me just educate the public on gift cards real quick. If you get a gift card to somewhere that you don't know if somebody goes or not, like let's just say right now it's COVID, and you say, oh, it'd be really nice getting somebody a nice steak dinner. I'm gonna get them a $50 gift card to the Texas Roadhouse. Well, now you're forcing them to go to Texas Roadhouse. Amazon provides anything that you want. It's a universal gift card. You might as well just be handing them a $50 bill. So if you're getting a gift card, just get them an Amazon gift card. They can buy whatever they want. Third party, whatever. Yeah. So don't be a fucking dick. Don't decide what they're going to buy with their gift card. Because if you decided what they were going to get, then you would have bought them a real present. So get an Amazon gift card.
It's a fair point.
Whatever. You would get a buy Amazon gift cards, line or grease Musk's pockets. I don't like it.
That was the joke I was making originally. I was going to get him a gift card to Musk's big company, Amazon.
All those batteries, man.
Alan, let the folks know where you can find the Middle Classholes.
On the motherfucking internet. Thanks. Good night.
All right. On the Google.
Of course, you can always find us on your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Classholes on Facebook. Do we have something else? Did we?
We got
TikTok. We got TikTok now. I keep forgetting
yeah.
about TikTok. I had to write that down. Pause in the middle of my thing. TikTok. We're the Middle Classholes on TikTok, by the way. We're at Middle Classholes on TikTok. And this is, as always, you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And, of course, our favorite medium, please email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. Tickleourtummies@gmail.com. Please, because Gmail has stopped sending us, support emails and new feature emails. So we're really not getting much in the email inbox at this point if Gmail's not emailing us. So help us out.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Didn't even get one of those.
I thought Farmer Janky would get us something. Oh,
we didn't get a terms of service update. God damn it.
Nothing. Not a damn thing since November 30th.
We're doing well.
The next thing we're gonna get is like your Google Drive storage is 50% full. We're like, God damn it.
Might be time to change the email address, fellas.
Yeah, we could take a few stabs at it again. Well, fuck it. Whatever.
Just do fucking the Middle Classholes at Yahoo. I mean, nobody will email us because it's a Yahoo email, but
nobody will email us because it's our email.
Nobody will email us because it's clearly a scam if it's a fucking Netscape.
Yeah,
but either way,
I think we're at wit's end with this. Like, if you're gonna get a hold of us, you're either gonna text us or call us or whatever. I don't know, but damn,
I have a feeling most of our listeners have a direct line to us.
Perhaps, yes. Hey, well, look, if you end up getting 10 COVID shots in one day, or get caught producing, manufacturing, or purchasing a fake COVID vaccination card, I hope you get a fish hook in your dick hole or clitoris. Otherwise,
antibodies, baby.
Well, what's that?
You're gonna get those monoclonal antibodies.
You could get monoclonal antibodies in your dick hole.
It's a fucking kill shot.
The Alka-Seltzer at the side of your bed is monoclonal antibodies. Think I have COVID.
Don't even bother. Fucking just get the monoclonal antibodies. It's the way to go.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone. Everybody.